In this video, I am going to be sharing with you 10 most dangerous criminals that terrorized Nigeria and their true crime story. Every nation of the world has in one way or the other experienced criminal attacks from its citizens or non-citizens. Nigeria, a country located in West Africa, has also had its fair share of criminal attacks where the likes of hoodlums, armed bandits, terrorists, and deadly criminals have instilled great fear in the minds of its citizens. So in today's video, we will talk about the 10 most dangerous criminals and notorious criminals that terrorized Nigeria and their true crime story. Number 1. Baka Sha. Baka Sha was born in 1970 and died on 19th May 2021. He was the leader of Boko Haram. He terrorized Nigeria from 2009 to 2021 until he was killed by the Nigerian Air Force at Zambiza Forest on 19th May 2021. He is a Fulani man from Kanuri in Borno State in the northern part of Nigeria. He served as a deputy leader to the group's founder Mohammed Yusuf until Mohammed Yusuf was executed in 2009 and he became the leader of Boko Haram. He is responsible for several suicide bombings, kidnappings, and killings of many Nigerians and foreigners. In March 2015, Baka Sha pledged allegiance with ISIL. He made the leadership of President Goodluck Jonathan very tough. He caused Nigerians, most especially those in the north, nightmare. He is regarded as the worst criminal in the history of Nigeria. Number 2. Shinar Rambo. Those who had previously experienced the onslaught of Shinar Rambo would never forget him. He is just like other notorious criminals, and he was also an armed robber. According to various reports, he was capable of robbing an entire highway alongside his gang. Meanwhile, while some reports have it that he died while in operation, others said he died as an ordinary man. He was well vested with charms and black magic for protection. He was known to be a demigod while he operated on busy highways until the day he met his Waterloo. Number 3. Monday Osumbo. Monday Osumbo was a notorious criminal and a very good accomplice of Lawrence Anine's gang. In the gang, he was the one who performed the function of executing people. He had a short temper and wasted no time in killing people. Monday Osumbo was killed alongside Lawrence Anine in 1987. He was described by the media as the most dangerous criminal in Nigerian history to mankind. Number 4. Dero Nwamama. Dero Nwamama, whose real name is Okudele Ndigwe, was given the title of King of the Underworld. Residents of Onitsha, a commercial city in Anambra State, were the set of people who experienced his onslaught the most. According to sources, Dero had allegedly murdered over 100 people, which include about 25 police officers. He was known to be a merciless armed robber who robbed buses with gang members. Anambra State Police Command launched an operation to capture Dero and his gang members but failed. While some of his gang members was later caught, the leader himself was still on the run. However, he did not run for a long time as the Baka Sha boys, a very popular vigilante group set up to reduce crime in the southeast, finally got hold of the deadly criminal in 2001. The Baka Sha boys paraded Dero Nwamama at Onitsha roundabout and finally beheaded him in an open square. Number 5. Chukwudi Evance. Evance, whose full name is Chukwudi Dumeme Onamadike, was an infamous kidnapper and armed robber who came into the limelight after being arrested in 2017 by Police Special Anti-Robbery Squad headed by Abakare. Evance hails from Nnewi in Anambra State. He is also referred to as the billionaire kidnapper because the Nigerian police force believes he is one of the richest kidnap kingpin in the history of Nigeria. The Inspector General of Police Special Intelligence Response Team (IRT) of the Nigerian Police Force described Evance as a very smart, crafty and intelligent criminal who evaded arrest for more than 4 years despite being on the most wanted list in 3 states. Number 6. Ishola Onyenusi. Dr. Ishola Onyenusi was the first known armed robber in the history of Nigeria. He took the country by storm shortly after the Civil War in 1970 and committed several crimes and mayhem against humanity. And before he was executed in 1971 at the famous Barbie show in front of over 30,000 Nigerians watching, no one believed that the doctor, as he called himself, could be captured, as he was rumored to be invincible. When Ishola Onyenusi reigned at the height of his exploits, he declared, and I quote, "The bullet has no power over me." Ishola Onyenusi got into active robbery back in 1959, but he committed his first major robbery when he snatched a car along Habat Macaulay Road in Yaba, Lagos, and killing its owner in the process just because his girlfriend was broke and needed money to buy her makeup. By the end of the Civil War, Ishola Onyenusi had turned into a cold-blooded armed robber who took delight in causing pain to his victims. The last robbery that ended his journey was in Ikeja, Lagos in March 1971. Dr. Ishola Onyenusi's execution was celebrated by relieved Nigerians who trooped out in masses to the Bar Beach in Lagos to witness the end of a man who has held the country to ransom. While being tied on the drum for execution, he kept smiling. He smiled to his death. Number 7. Kyod De Williams. Kyod De Williams was a deadly armed robber who allegedly murdered people without thinking twice. While he confessed about his crime, Kyod De Williams explained how he pounded babies and made use of them for spiritual fortification. Kyod De Williams was converted to Christianity while he was in jail for over 10 years. That is to say, after committing several crimes to humanity, he was convicted for life imprisonment. But after spending 10 years in prison, he became a converted Christian and a born again and started converting souls for Christ. Number 8. Abiodun Egunjobi. Abiodun Egunjobi is also known as Godo. He was a deadly criminal who terrorized Lagos in southwest region of Nigeria. He was also known as the one-eye assassin who killed without mercy and did all sorts of atrocities. He was apprehended on 1st August 2013 after a series of attempts to arrest him for over 14 years by the Nigerian security forces proved abortive. According to reports, he was very good at disguising his criminal activities that his wife and his family members never knew that he was a criminal. Godo was a gun lover as he goes for his operation with bags often loaded with AK-47 rifles. His house in Lagos, Ondo and Ogun State is also flooded with rifles of different kinds. Number 9. Gracious West. Gracious David West, popularly known as the Port Harcourt serial killer, reportedly had a tough childhood. He claimed that his mother was poisoned and that as the only son of his father, much was expected of him but he could not deliver, so he ventured into crime. He was a member of Deep Ham, a fraternity group that is notorious in Nigeria for engaging in acts of violence and mayhem. His modus operandi was always the same. Every night he scouted for girls at local clubs around the city of Port Harcourt. He lured them to local hotels in the suburb of the city, sleeps with them, and suffocates them to death. His victims were always found with pieces of white clothes tied around their legs. Gracious before his arrest on 19 September 2019, while trying to flee from the city of Port Harcourt, confessed to having killed at least 15 women in 3 months. Number 10. Bado of Urudu. Bado of Urudu has been described as one of the most dangerous criminals in Nigerian history. He operates especially in the Ikorodu axis of Lagos State while molesting children and women, as well as robbing people of their valuables. Bado of Urudu terrorized Ikorodu for a very long time while escaping attempts by the police to convict him, even after he was arrested multiple times. However, on one occasion where he got released by the police, the Ikorodu community became very angry and decided to put a stop to his terror. They hunted after Bado of Urudu, caught him and set him on fire.